an idea how it goes. So.
Awesome. All right. So we're here. We are live officially, Tim and I, for our, It's Still Bike Month conversation, our social distancing tours, our Ride Solutions conversation. It is a Tuesday at 3, and it is actually a very nice day today. We're definitely that time of year where I'm commuting to work in the morning, underdressed, and then by the time I'm commuting home, I'm happy because I'm not, freezing anymore. So that's pretty cool. We are going to be discussing today Ride Solutions. Oh, Mignon, yay, thank you. Okay, I appreciate you saying hi, Mignon, so we can see that our comments are working. Thank you, because I was last time, and so now I know that it's working. So our comments are on, which means you can ask questions, make statements, start a debate. I don't know. Things could get wild over the night. But let's get started. Kelsey Harrington here, Downshift General Manager, missing greatly everybody coming in for group rides and hanging out at the bar and having food and beer. And I just don't even remember what those days are like sometimes, but I know that they were good. Thank you all for joining me for my, something virtual chat. We've been trying to do these on a weekly basis. And this week I have Tim Pohlad-Thomas with me from Rad Solutions. I'm going to let him introduce himself. First, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are. Enlighten us to who Tim is, and then tell us about Rad Solutions as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you said, my name is Tim Pohlad-Thomas, and I'm the Outreach Communication Specialist for Rad Solutions. I was born and raised in Ferrum, Virginia, and graduated from Ferrum College in 2008 and moved up to Roanoke and have been loving it here ever since. I work for Rad Solutions, and Rad Solutions is a commuter assistance program, which basically means we help commuters get to work in any form of transportation that is not in the car by yourself. So our goal is to get people out of these single occupancy vehicles, get them into either biking or walking or transit, carpooling, some other options, some of telework, stuff like that. Some of those options are not necessarily viable right now. So we're shifting a little bit what we're doing and talking a little bit more about the things that make more sense for us right now. But in general, our goal is just to help people find rides to work and make Roanoke a better place to live.
That's great. I'm going to be kind of tangent from the questions I sent you, but you just had to have had this boom in teleworkers that you would have never anticipated happening so fast. So what have you guys been doing? Have you been seeing people be, reaching out, trying to kind of discover this world of teleworking, and how has that been for you all?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been in the midst of all this right at the beginning. We hopped right into the telework thing. We've been helping with telework ever since we were started, but this really bumped it forward, and we released a whole page on our website that allows people to shift to telework quickly, which is really what we needed to do in that situation. Was not just move over to telework, but move to telework in a very fast way so you could do it quickly and not have people stuck back and forth or in between. So we worked with employers, and we've sent out. Jeremy has done some informational videos that kind of help people get set up and to find the benefits of teleworking in the midst of all this as well. So it's allowed us to kind of adapt and shift into something we hadn't promoted as heavily in the past, but now we're able to really get out there and help. So it's been interesting.
Yeah, it's been amazing for us as well, just as a family. My partner always works from home, but their company the company at kind of a systemic level had to very quickly react and actually set up a system to compensate employees for childcare, which was I think a really innovative and progressive thing to do. And I think really fortunate, but not everybody has had that sort of set up and would be able to anyway. But yeah, we on the company systemic level and us as individuals have had to really transform our work environment quickly.
Yeah, and one thing we've just started recently with the group that has created our Rad Solutions app is we are, for every telework trip that's logged in our app, up to 400. Once we reach 400, we're going to donate $500 to the Federation of Virginia Food Banks. So we're getting out there. It's super easy to do. You're already teleworking. It's really easy to just log those trips and help us raise money for the food banks in the area. So it's a great news. It's called Caring Commutes.
Awesome. Caring Commutes. All right. Is that like a hashtag? Should we put that here?
You can. We have more information on our Facebook. We just released some stuff yesterday, so and you can check it out in our app or our website. So.
All right. I'm going to just put that in our comments here so people can kind of refer back to that later. That's great. I think so many different companies and organizations are trying to do what they can to give back right now. And I just think we've seen this impact different people, different communities in a wide variety of ways. And so I think it's excellent that Rad Solutions is taking some steps to try to make an impact within our community. Thank you for that. Well, great. Well, let's get to, and I think we have plenty to talk about in terms of Ride Solutions in general, the app, Bike Month, and the social distancing tours. We probably can't even cover it all, but let's start with the social distancing tours. So tell us about what these are, where we can find them, and what if they always have existed, or is this specifically in response to Bike Month this year? Just kind of jump into it.
Absolutely. So the social distance tours have always, some of them have been around for quite a while, and it's kind of a play off. During Bike Month, normally we would lead social rides on a regular basis. The idea is to lead a group of people out there so that we're taking and getting people used to riding in the streets when they wouldn't normally do that. So then afterwards, they're able to get back out on their own and do it. What's changed this year is that we've created more of a self-guided side to that. So we've taken our normal social rides we've done in the past. We've combined them with some other routes that Rachel Rulin, a bicycle planner from the commission, created, and we've put them all into this sort of self-guided scenic tour scavenger hunt webpage that allows people to get out there without having to be in big groups. You can still get outside, you can still enjoy the outdoors, and you can still do all those things while being safe, but still at the same time learning these connections between neighborhoods and things you might not have known before. So once we do finally get back to the working and biking to work and commuting, they can use those and feel more comfortable at that point. So it just really gives an opportunity for people to explore the city, see the things they may not have seen before, while also becoming comfortable with biking. And they're set up for skill levels of all different cyclists, so anyone can do it. You can do a whole tour, you can pick out bits and pieces of it and do little by little. So it's just a really great way to do something that you're comfortable with at whatever level you want to do it.
Excellent. Well, why don't we pull up some of these tours and you can kind of show us some examples of the different tours that you all are offering.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Can you see the screen?
There we go. Got it.
All right, so this is the web page we have here. As you can see kind of up here at the top, I'll mention it because it's right here. We just recently announced the social distancing bicycle tours photo contest, where we want to get people to take photos while they're out on their socially distant bike tour or other tours they're taking, whether it's one we have listed on our website or something else, and use the hashtags Tour Solo and Bikes Unite to help us kind of track that. And we will be giving away some Ride Solutions prize packs at the end of the month once we go through. So if you look at the website here, we have a location key. Right now we have rides in Roanoke and in the West Piedmont, Franklin County area. We're going to work on adding New River Valley and Central Virginia rides as well as we go through the month. But they're split up into three major categories. Self-guided, which is a very educational and photo-based rides that you can take. Each one of the rides is going to have a printable PDF, a GPX file you can download, or Strava routes or Ride with GPS routes, as well as a Google Maps one that allows you to put all that information with photos in there. So we have anything from art routes to images from the flood of '85, a haunted tour by bike that we've led in the past. We put the holiday lights route up there. Obviously, that's going to be a lot better in the winter, in the holiday than it is now. But it's also just a really great ride to enjoy Grandin without lights, even otherwise.
I will say, Tim, some of the Westover crew has put up their lights.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
well, there you go.
As many as we would typically see at all. But that is something to note. So that's pretty cool. Okay.
All right. So maybe you do want to get out there and see what holiday lights are out there. And then along the lines of, I lost my mouse here. Along the lines of the other ones, we have historic ones like around the Melrose area. We have a really cool one that we just released today called the Neon Lights of Roanoke. It's a great one as the temperatures start warming up and it gets hotter outside to get out at night and just enjoy Roanoke by bike that way. Anything from Pedals and Pantsuits is a very history of the women and the women in power in Roanoke and different things they've accomplished throughout Roanoke, to Rail by Bike, to Storm Drain Inlet Art. There's a lot of different ones that range all throughout. And then the second section is Scenic Views Tours, which is the idea is you're just riding around, not to any particular place or educational part of it, but you're just seeing some really cool spots that you can get on. So this is where we've added some Franklin County routes as well. As you can see, we got Dillon's Mill and Adney Gap. We've added Wade's Gap Road and Webster Corner Loop. All are less than 11 miles and a great ride out in Franklin County to be able to see that kind of stuff. And then some of my favorite ones, and these are the most interesting, are the scavenger hunts. So the one right here at the top, the Roanoke's Hidden Art, is interesting because there's about over 70 different pieces of art hidden all throughout Roanoke, hidden on the sides of buildings and back in places you might not have seen before. And it gives you the opportunity to either walk them or go to them by bike and just see how many different pieces you can find that you may not have even noticed were there before. Along those same lines, we also have one called the Lions of Roanoke. There are a lot of different lion sculptures throughout Roanoke. So this gives people the opportunity to go out and find the ones that we've already found, but we're always looking for more too. So if you have any additional lions or Roanoke's Hidden Art that you see there, then we'd love for you to share it with us so we can add it to our map. And then just one last thing there is the recommended tours. We would love it if you guys have other ideas for tours or things that we're missing on there, if you'd share them with us so that then we can add them and let everybody ride them, because we know everybody has their own special routes and things that they really enjoy. So we just really like to be able to share those with everybody.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Tim. You know, right now, the only places I'm biking are home and to work, because I am still going to work, and then to the grocery store. So these are excellent because I won't have to think of where to go. Now I can just kind of follow the tours. So I love that. That's perfect. Have you gotten any submissions yet for the prizes, the contest?
We have, yeah. We've had a few people submit on the Art by Bike tour they did recently that they checked out and submitted some art photos. So we're getting some in already, but we'd love to have as many as we can get, because extra points if you find one we haven't found yet there. So I'd love to see some art I've missed, because it's been fun trying to go out and explore and find all these different pieces throughout Roanoke. So yeah,
for sure. A good excuse to bike, that's for sure.
There you go.
All right, so I know that Rad Solutions has had awesome Bike Month celebrations in the past, whether it's the Night Riders Ball or the the competition. Why am I totally blanking on the name of the competition during the month?
The Ride Smart Challenge.
Yes, the rides. Okay. So will any of this be rescheduled? I know Bike to Work Week, stuff like that is rescheduled, but can you give us a little bit of update on Bike Month in general and what changes have had to be made?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as I kind of mentioned before, Bike Month has normally been a very in-person, social situation for us, where we've led social rides throughout the month. We've done the Ride Smart Challenge in the past, which promotes people biking to work and logging those trips in groups and other. And we've done the Night Riders Ball, like you mentioned, has been our big event of Bike Month every year. We call it the biggest party of Bike Month. Obviously, this year that's not going to happen. We're looking at options for next year, but I think we don't know for sure exactly what the plan's going to be about rescheduling. And last year we moved the Ride Smart Challenge to October. Currently, the plan is still to keep it there. We'll see how things go and see how things progress, and then we can decide as we go. But just like everybody else, we're looking in ways to adapt and become creative in a time where things are a little different than they have been in the past. But I would say we're still enjoying ourselves. We're still getting out there and promoting biking, just in a different way. So.
Excellent. I know there's some competitive people, I can't think of anyone specifically, that are looking forward to the Ride Smart Challenge. So I hope October will be fine for us so that we can all get out there and compete and have a good time. I know it gets me on a bike much more.
Yeah, agreed. Same here. So it's nice to have that reason.
Yeah, definitely. Well, all right. So what are your personal or individual Bike Month goals? Have you set any?
Yeah, actually. So I have two Bike Month goals. I have a personal goal, which is I used to do a lot more riding up Mill Mountain on a regular basis. I live right at the base of Mill Mountain, so I want to start getting couple more ride, a regular ride up the mountain each week or 1 or 2 times a week, and just get out there and start getting my legs back into it and used to it. But then on the Rad Solutions side, my goal over the rest of this month is to see other tours I can find and really expand this resource for people that are out there that may not have the best idea of where to go biking, or may not know that they can just ride straight out of their front door and go see some really cool stuff without having to get in a car and take their bike or do something like that. There's so many different places to explore all around Roanoke, by bike, by walking, by anything. My goal is just to get people out there and stay safe at the same time, but allow them to see some really cool stuff that Roanoke has to offer.
That's great. Excellent. My goal is to bike every day, and I've done it every day and haven't messed up, except for May 1st. I had to bike around the block at 10 p.m. because I almost missed it on the first day, which I couldn't believe. But that's great. Yeah. You'll have to, I guess, starting Friday, you'd be able to bike up the old road as well. Right. Great. That's cool. Do you have a preference, old or new?
Always down the new. Up, it's 6 in one, half dozen the other. It doesn't matter going up, but always down the new road.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Well, great. All right. And then I think we would be, it'd be unfortunate to not talk a little bit about the Rad Solutions app. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the app? I know you all have a video, but just tell us a little bit about it. We might even be able to pull up the video if you want it, but just to tell people about the Rad Solutions app and what they can, what benefits they can get from it. I know Downshift is a participant in terms of receiving rewards. So we'd love to hear more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So about a year ago, in March of 2019, we launched the Rad Solutions app. And the goal with the app is not only to help people find connections and carpool matches to get to work, but also give people the ability to log trips, whether it's walking or biking or teleworking, carpooling, any of those trips to earn rewards. So every trip you take is 100 points in rewards, and you can take that and put it towards discounts to local businesses like Downshift, or there's some online retailers as well, like 1-800-Flowers, or I've taken my daughter bowling with a reward. There's all these different options locally and kind of nationally that you can put these rewards into. And all it takes is it's as simple as downloading our app or going to our website, logging your trip, and then start adding up those rewards. There's the ability to even set regular trips so that you don't have to go in every day. If you know you're going to be teleworking every Monday through Friday for the next however many weeks, you can set up a scheduled trip. So that way it'll automatically log it for you, and we'll just check in every once in a while to see, are you still taking this trip? So those are points that you can not only get to put towards things locally, but also it helps us with an idea of how people are getting to work and lets us know what we need to promote and what we can do to help other people find that same connection to get to work.
Excellent. We have definitely seen people claim the rewards, and I think we have some on there, $5 off food or 50% off one item. So we've definitely seen people use them, and so many of us are bike commuting or telecommuting anyway, and so why not get some local rewards, support local businesses, and earn free stuff?
Absolutely. It's super easy to use. It's really, you can download it to iOS or Android, or if you don't want to do it on your phone, there's a website you can go to as well. You just visit our site and there's a link directly to it. And it does a really great job of capturing everything from calories you've burned to emissions you've saved. And it's really neat to kind of look at your personal dashboard and say, hey, I myself have done this much for my community along with everybody else that's out there. So along with getting rewards, you're also helping on that end, and it's cool to kind of see those metrics.
Great. All right, Tim, is there anything else you want to add that folks should know about Bike Month or the tours?
We really want to push that if you guys have any other tours out there and stuff, I'd really love to find new places, even if it's just a set of really cool things that you like to look at. I can work with you and we can create a cool tour from it and share that with everyone. So it's just a great time to get out there and enjoy the outdoors in a safe distance.
Yes. All right. Excellent. Well, thank you, Tim. Help Tim reach his goal by sending him tour ideas. And then something that everyone can do for us is we do not have a video chat scheduled for next week. I need ideas of who else I should talk to. So if you have someone that you'd love to hear from locally, maybe even a C-level celebrity that I could maybe reach out to, put them in the comments and I'll see if I can get them on the schedule. But thank you so much, Tim, for joining me today and for talking a little bit more about your social distance tours. I will take some this weekend and submit some pictures on social media and hopefully maybe even win something. So thank you again. Thank you all for tuning in. Ask any questions, comments. We'll get back to them as soon as possible. And thank you all for being here. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.